Hello everyone, and welcome back to Project Creatures. If you're new here, Project Creatures is a real-time creature collection game which supports single player and multiplayer. I've been hard at work recently adding new creatures, moves, features, and overall polish, and I wanted to show the progress to you all today. The first thing added is the new bird creatures. So say hello to Piptune, Buntail, and Songale, the new flying type creatures in game, which can be found throughout the grasslands. I've wanted birds in the game for ages now, and I'm so glad that we finally have some. These were designed by Chartius and modelled by Jedi, and then were sent to me to be rigged and animated. I'm super happy with how these turned out, and I can't wait to polish them more. Chartius and Jedi also finished their work on the ducks as well, which will be added in the near future, pushing the total creature count in-game currently to about 29. These ducks include the first female and male variants of a creature, and just look how cute the little duck looks. My hope is to finish the grasslands with 35 to about 37 creatures, and then start filling the desert slowly. To better show off these creatures, there's been more graphics updates, specifically this time around the characters' outlines and the overall environment lighting. The outlines have been slimmed down to give a sharper feel, and have been removed at distance to keep the game looking clean from afar. To complement this, the overall environment lighting has been tweaked to be more atmospheric, with sun and moonlights now being brighter in the sky, and overall distance fog being implemented. This has allowed for light rays in game, which help the stylized look of it. To help with optimizing this, the game now has an incredibly basic settings menu, which also allows for players to select a microphone to use in proximity chat. This UI will be edited later to look much nicer and be a little bit more robust, but for testing purposes, this works. To help with the graphics improvements, I also changed the player character to something closer to what I want the final game's character to look like, though the animations for the players still need working on. On the gameplay side, I worked more on boss fights and added a new rare move. Boss fights have now been overhauled so that they don't just start the second you enter a room. Now when you enter a boss fight, you will find a statue of the boss in the center. Interacting with this statue will start the boss fight, and will close a door behind you so that you can't escape. If you do end up wanting to leave though, you can go and interact with the door, which will end the boss fight and put the boss on a timeout. While in the fight, you will not be able to unpossess your creatures until either the boss faints or your creature faints. This is to prevent certain exploits, such as returning your creature anytime the boss uses a move in order to dodge. This makes the boss fight far more challenging. The final additions was a boss scaler based on the amount of players. So 5-player raid parties will fight a stronger boss than someone playing solo, so that it's always challenging even with more players, but also fair for people playing single player. And to stop people hogging the boss room in multiplayer, the boss will automatically reset after 10 minutes, though this number may change in the future depending on testing. For creature moves, I've only worked on one new move, which is the rare Future Sight move. This move gives a 50-50 chance to automatically dodge any physical attack for 20 seconds, meaning opponents will have to use special attacks to consistently hit you. This move is really fun to use, and will need testing to properly balance it. A ring has also been added to AoE attacks, showing the damage radius of a move. This was done so there would be less confusion over certain AoE attacks' damage radiuses. I've also started work on the UI for the game, making a much cleaner and more colourful UI and giving everything a more smooth-edged look. This is still very work in progress and will be added to over time. And that's all I've done so far. Thank you so much for watching. In the future, I'm wanting to build up the grasslands to have more points of interest, add some interesting moves such as stun moves, clone moves, maybe invisibility, and just expand on the core concept of the game more. You can wishlist the game on Steam or support it at projectcreatures.com. You can also join the Discord to get behind the scenes updates for the game, or just hang out with a bunch of like-minded people. or sub to the Patreon for access to exclusive channels and priority playtester slots. If you enjoyed the video, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Your support means a lot to me. And yeah, bye!